Hey everyone, welcome to Blender rigging tutorial series part 5, and I have an announcement to make. Yes, we are going to rig this giraffe in this video, but after this video the titles will be different for rigging tutorials like Blender rigging tutorial part 5. Instead of that, the titles will be different. The content of rigging will be available in this one playlist, so do subscribe to the channel so that you know when I'm uploading the new rigging videos. So yeah, let's get started by rigging this giraffe. I think I'll first go into the full screen mode. I guess now it's looking much better. This giraffe is a paid asset, but all of you who seriously supported me so well on Ko-fi, like really thank you so much. YouTube is not making this channel monetized, getting this channel monetized, so you all are really great support. So let's get started by adding by pressing Shift A and then add a single bone. Now we need to place this bone in the root position, which is the hip bone. Also, to see the bone in front, check the in front option in the armatures tab. Now all of this is covered in the previous videos, so if you haven't checked those videos out, do check them out. So we are basically like putting everything that we learned before to the test right now. So I want my spine to be almost around over here, I guess. Another bone, let's add it over there. Let's go ahead, extrude this another bone till over there. We can drag it a little bit lower. Let's make this a lower little bit. Let's go ahead, extrude another bone till over there at the neck. I have no idea how giraffe skeleton looks like, but I think I'll just go with my gut feeling and just place a bone over there. Let me put bones in the middle. You don't have to be really that precise, but let's try to put bones where they make more sense. So one over there. We can add a bone till over there. One bone over here. One over here. And now we will extrude this bone like this and make it go all the way till over there. Now again select this point, extrude the bone till over the lower jaw like this and till over there. We are going to iterate, like we can always go back and forth with this thing, so do however it feels like it is the best. Now we want our legs, so what we can do is we can sort of like subdivide this. Now you don't really need to do this. You know what, let's just do the other way around. Let me just make my cursor over there by pressing Shift and right mouse button, and I totally forgot about screencast keys, so let me turn them on. Okay, so Shift, right mouse button, and my 3D cursor will be over there. So now I can press Shift A and a new bone will be added. Let's switch its direction. Let me grab that till over there. Let's make this bone go till over there. By the way, we are doing everything in the side view. Also do make sure that your bone is kind of in the front like this. Like we need this a little bit of angle so that our IK bone, it works properly. Like we need to give some initial bends like this. Now let's extrude again till over there. Again, you don't have to be that precise. Still adds bone the way it makes sense. Now I could go ahead and add a bone like this. We can make this our IK bone. Let's extrude again, make this as a hoof. We can place this somewhere over there. Now at this time, what I like is I like to snap it to the lowest vertex possible. Just a personal preference, not really that important. We are going to mirror these bones to the other side, so let's take all of this. Now shift D and then on the Y, like press Y so that it moves along the Y axis like this, and we just saved ourselves some time. Now just position the bones roughly the way you like it. Again, don't have to be that precise, but do a decent job. Like let's put that over there. Let's take this, and I think I want it a little bit okay, so I think this is kind of a modeling issue, or you can say the thigh bone, it is like this knee is kind of behind, so I'll just move this a little bit forward and move this a little bit back so that they are not in line. Or better, we can subdivide this and just move it ahead like this. Let's grab it till over there. I guess there it is. Nice. We can move this behind a little bit like that. Now we can increase the stiffness of this bone so that it works like one bone itself. We can move this a little bit behind like this. Okay, great. Now let's go ahead and add the tail. So just take that bone, extrude till over there. Now extrude the tailbone, and now I'm going to delete this bone so that my tail starts from over there, and just keep on extruding. Press E and then just extrude your bones like this. Be totally rough with it, and I'll just extrude one bone like this. If you want, you can like subdivide them and add more controls, but I don't actually want it to have that much control, so I'll just keep it like that. Okay, so our basic setup is done. Now we will go into the side view and let's take a look. So obviously we need these bones to be positioned inside the leg, so let's just move it inside like this. One thing you can do is like snap to the center vertex if you want. So grab X and then you can just snap it to any vertex you want. Now you can say it is perfectly centered, I guess. Still, if you want to give it some initial tilt like this, like if you want to move something like this, you can do that. Now let's move these bones. So this time I'll take a different approach. I'll move them one at a time like this, just so that y'all get the full feedback or like different workflows at once. Okay, so these bones are really tiny, so I'm just going to move them like this. Okay, this looks good. So the bones are in the place. Now let's go ahead and add in the offset, or you can say who is gonna follow whom. So these two bones are going to follow this bone, so select those two bone, and at the end select this one, Control P, and then we'll say keep offset. So now these two bones will follow the root bone. Let's select this leg bone, select this bone and hit Control P, keep offset, and now this bone is following this bone in the pose mode. So to check that, if I rotate this, as you can see the legs are moving with it. If I rotate this, the whole armature rotate because this is the root bone. Now let's go back into the edit mode again, and now we are going to add the target and pole bones. So select these two bones. You know what, let's just add target to the bottom ones like this. So select those two, E to extrude and press Y to clamp it on that axis, and then I'll just drag it a little bit on the Y. Select them both, Alt P, and then we will say clear parent, and let's just keep the bones over there. Now we also need pole bone. So pole bone is the bone where it faces your whole IK bone faces towards. So extrude Y, extrude it in the front like this. Select both of them, Alt P, and then clear parent. Now we will drag them like ahead like this in the front. You can even take this in the front like this, but I like to keep them in the front like that. Usually people put this bone behind sometimes, but I like to keep it in front. So now what we are going to do is we are going to add IK. So let's go into the pose mode. Now it is a best practice to rename these bones early as possible. So like I'll show you like important bones and a way to mirror the armature to the other side, which is this side. So in Blender, the way you do that is first you need to rename your bone. So this is front leg, this is target bone, so target dot L. So as you can see, you either have to write dot L or dot R at the end, and it has to be capital. So I prefer dot L for this side, and F2, copy that. Also you can do one thing, go into the object properties and then just select the bone. We actually renamed the entire armature and not the bone itself because we were in the object properties. So I'll just name this as giraffe armature. Now let's go into the bone properties and then rename the bone itself. So let's paste it over there. So instead of the front, let's make it back. This is renamed, this is also renamed. Let's rename this as let's also paste it over here, and instead of target we are going to call it pole so that it is easier to find out. Now let's just copy this, select this bone, let's paste it over here, and then instead of front we are going to make it back. So back leg underscore pole dot L. Now let's go ahead and add constraints. So now, as I said earlier, we are going to use shortcuts for adding constraints, which could also be added from over here. So select your target bone, select your IK bone, hit Shift I, and then we will say to active bone. Now it has taken the inverse kinematics. So if I move the root bone, like if I move the target bone, as you can see the leg is following, but it is following way back till the root, and we only want to control till this bone. So in the chain length we will just increase it to okay, how many chain length is it? Wait, okay, so we have to make this 4 because as you can see the relationship line, this yellow line, it shows the chain length. So if I make this 4, it goes to the parent of this bone, which is this one. So we don't want that, so let's keep it at 3. Now if I select the target again, as you can see my IK bone is working, but as soon as I go beyond this pole bone limit, it flips, and which is wrong. So even though giraffe legs is not going to go beyond this limit, so it's fine. Now let's do the same thing with this bone as well. So select target, select the IK bone, Shift I to active, and it has added the constraint on top of this IK bone and added the target bone as the target bone. Yeah, nice. So now we need to add the pole bones as well. So again select the armature, and now let's type in pole. I don't know what the shortcut is to add the pole, but so it is front leg pole dot L, which is this one. Now as you can see the did I select the wrong? Oh yeah, I did. Okay, so we were adding pole for this one, but I added that pole, which is wrong. So back leg pole dot L, and also I haven't set the chain length for the leg itself, the back leg. 3 4, okay, yep, that's correct. Now as you can see, the leg is backwards. Now a way to make it correct is you can add the pole angle over here, or the thing that I like to do is not to actually give it a pole angle, but instead just go into the edit mode, select everything, go into the side view like this, and then press shift N and do a view axis. Now let's go inside the pose mode again, and as you can see, each and every of this bone, they have got an roll itself, which is pretty handy. Like you don't have to play with the pole angle over here. You get a really nice pole angle on every bone, like it normalizes every bone's axis, you can say. So now our pole and bones are working really nice. Awesome. So now let's also do this for this side of the bone. I'll select the armature. Let's set the pole to the front leg pole.l. Should I turn on the namings? I think I should. Okay. Now whatever bones you are going to mirror or symmetrize to the other side, they have to have a different name. Like this bone, let's call it leg1.l. I'll just copy this. Let's call this one, you guessed it, leg2. Simple as that. This one, let's call it front ik.l. Now you can name them anything, just make sure that .l is consistent between them. Now the front ik, let's copy that, let's paste it over here, and let's call it back ik.l. So as I named them leg1 and leg2, I'm going to do the similar thing, and I'm just going to call this leg3. Now everyone's is .l, apart from the bones which are already at the center. Now I could go ahead and add a bone on this thing, but I won't. I think just for the demonstration purpose, should I add bone in his ears? Think I should. I have to. So one way of adding bones like this is, let's go into the edit mode. Now I'm going like a really precise route, and I set my cursor at the loop center, like over there. Now I'm going to again go into the edit mode of the armature, shift A, and then just drag my bones end till over there. Nice. Let's subdivide it and let's move it in the place like this. Okay, let's move it till over there. Nice. Now let's rename this to ear 1. Nice guess. Nice guess, by the way, whoever thought I would rename it to like this. Let's make this 2. Okay, so my ears are also done. One thing also I want to add control on is the foot placement. So as you can see, when I rotate this bone, like when I'll be animating this, I'll have to animate this bone separately, but we can like animate this bone's location and rotation, and the rotation will control this bone's rotation as well. You'll know what I mean. Also, if you have seen the previous videos, you'll know what I'm going to do right now. So I think the shortcut is to shift C to add constraint. Nope, I have no idea what the constraint shortcut is. So just go into the constraint properties of the bone, select the feet bone, and then add copy rotation. Now we will select the armature like this, and for the bone I want the front leg target, so just select the target. Now front leg target. Now it is copying the rotation exactly in the world space, so we want it to on the local space. You can turn on your local gizmos from over here. Now let's go ahead and rotate this on the Z. It is working fine. So this is what I mean, like I can just animate it like this. Now let's rotate it on the Y, which is inverted. So Y, we want it inverted. So okay, now Y is working as well. So have we done the X? Nope, we haven't, and X is inverted as well. So invert the X. Now X is working nicely, Y is working nicely, and Z is working nicely as well. So the same thing we have to do on this one. Go ahead, add copy rotation, select the armature. The bone is back leg target, so target, back leg target. Let's make this local space in the both. Now again select the X, let's invert the X, and let's rotate on the Y, invert the Y because it was inverted, rotate on the Z, Z is working fine. Let's check, X is also working fine now, and Y is also working fine. So we are almost done. So now let's go into the edit mode, select everything, and then F3, and as you can see, symmetrize. If you don't see that, just type SYM and you'll see armature symmetrize. So click on this, and as you can see, it has symmetrized our whole armature on the other side. So I'll just go into the, let's look this into the local view by pressing backslash. I'll disable the names. Okay, so this is our giraffe rig. Looks pretty cool, and sadly this bone didn't got symmetrized on that side, which is super sad. So I'll just undo everything. Okay, it is done. Let me check, everything works fine. Yep, it does. Okay, I think I forgot something. So select this bone and then go into the bone settings in the deform. Nope, in the edit mode, select that bone, the feet bone, this bone, and then there is in the relations, uncheck the inherit rotation for both of them. And now let's select the target bone, uncheck the deform. Let's uncheck deform over here as well. Uncheck deform for this and uncheck deform for this as well. Now let's select everything. I hope everything is selected. Were these bones not selected or something? Oh, so we haven't actually named this bone .l. That's why they didn't got feet symmetrize back .l. So that's why .l is really important. Doesn't matter the name of the bone. Let's select this one, rename this to feet front .l. So everything is renamed nicely. Okay, select everything. Again F3, symmetrize, and we have symmetrized everything nicely. Great. Let's check it in the pose mode. Okay, it is working nicely. Now if you see this and you want its leg to move like way beyond like that, just take the pole bone and just move it like way in front, so it won't happen, like the distance has just increased. So let me move them in the place. Again, go into the edit mode. You can even like make them smaller like this and just move it in the front. We can even move it in front like this, but it just creates confusion, like which bone is for whom. So never mind, just let's go into the pose mode, and it is working fine. Let's also go into the edit mode again and move them up front like this. Not that much, this much is fine. So yeah, this much is fine. Okay, so now the part that we all be waiting for, select your mesh, select your armature, hit Ctrl A and do a rotation and scale. Okay, then do Ctrl P and then do with automatic weights. Now we have parented our mesh to our armature. Go into the pose mode and try moving your character, and it is working really nicely. Though I will say go into the armature and then make sure to check the stick bone. Like I like to check my rig in stick mode so that I can see my mesh clearly. So this is working really nice. This is also working okay, but again the armature, it is like if I move it on the X, it is bending in that direction, and I think the reason is the angle that we have. So what you can do is go into the edit mode, select them, move it down, so scale them on the X like this. We can again select these 2 points, scale them on the X like this. So that's why I always try to keep them in one plane. So let's go into the pose mode again and let's move it. Okay, so it has fixed itself, but as you can see, the skinning, or you can say weight painting, is not that good. So we have to weight paint out a little bit. So let's go into the object mode. Now to go into the weight painting mode, you have to select your armature, select your mesh. Let's select weight paint. Now hold Alt and left mouse button, select the mesh. Let's check the symmetry option on so that it is copied to the other bone as well. Now set your strength to 0 and set your strength to 1 and weight to 0, because I don't want the leg to control this whole front body. So I think this much control is good. Let's check, have it done to the other side as well. I guess it did. Yep, looks symmetric to me. Okay, so in this mode you can select the bones like this, and you can just move them by pressing G, or in the toolbar you also have the gizmos option. So the reason why the whole mesh went magenta is because this bone is non-deform, and non-deforming bone doesn't have any control over the mesh. That's why it is magenta right now. But yeah, this looks really nice. If we want, we can even go higher, and let's remove some more control from this area. So the weight is still 0. So let's just paint it out like this. You could add more geometry at the center, like add a loop and then continue weight painting it. Okay, so I think this is good. Let me just check this bone again. How is it working? It is working nice. I like that. Let's check this one. Okay, this is also working great. Let's rotate this one and check. Okay, nice. This will rotate the whole armature, which is good. Let's rotate this. I mean, fair enough, cause we don't have bones, and also I don't think I'm gonna rotate this bone. If you all want, you can like remove the weights from over here. I will be providing this blender file in my copy page, so you all can just try removing this weights. Though I'll remove this weight right now because this is not what I wanted. So let's just make brush size smaller by pressing F. Now let's paint it over there. Let's also remove it from over there. Now I wish there was a way to like really see the colors, cause you can't really know where the weight is. unless you like try to paint it. To remove the weights from over here, I think we have to paint it over here first. Okay, it is working. Let's remove it from over there as well. Also let's paint it right over there. If you want more control, you can always like rotate the geometry like this and make your life easier, but as you know, I hate myself. No. Let me make this 0.3. Nope, not 0.3. I think it is 0.8. Oh wait, not the strength. We have to increase the weight. So yeah, it can have a little bit of control over there. I think 0.4 would be nice. Nope, let's go 0.5. Let's give it a little bit of more weight over there. 0.7. Okay, 0.7 is nice. You can also have a little bit more weight over there. Amazing. I think these bones are okay. We don't have to really mess with them. Select everything, Alt G Alt R to reset its rotation and transform whatever we have applied. Now over here we have seen an issue, which is if I grab this, if I like take this, the longest bone, you see the ears, they are left behind, and we can stop that by going inside the edit mode again. Not with both of them, but just select the armature. Now we want these two bones to follow a bone, which is I guess this one. So hit Ctrl P and keep offset. Save this. Let's go into the pose mode again, and if I rotate this, you'll see that the giraffe is animated nicely, or you can say rigged nicely, and it is animating nicely. Okay, so as there are not many bones over here, we have to manually remove this. To avoid such issues, what we could have done is we could have added extra bones over here so that there were like more bones. It's like having more geometry while using some stuff in modeling. So let's go ahead in the pose mode again. Let's go into the weight paint mode again. So select your armature, select your mesh, go into the weight painting, and then right click that, turn on the symmetry, F to increase the scale of the brush, and let's make the weight 0, because and we are removing the weights like this. We don't really want it to have that much control. Too much power is not good for that bone, so we are removing some power. Okay, that's nice. That's what I thought. Okay, now to check if it is working nicely, rotate in this mode as well. So as you can see, that part is rotating, so I'll just paint over there. And now as you can see, it is still rotating, so we will check this bone, and as you can see, even though this bone didn't had any weight on that, this bone did, so we have to also remove it for this one. So let's just paint 0 weight, and for some reason it is not working. I don't know why, but I'll try. Okay, that's weird. So let's just select this bone, do the opposite, remove them, everything. Select this one, do the opposite. Now as you can see, it got removed. Oh wow, if I hold down Control, it goes like the alternate way, like it inverts the weight. Nice to learn something in the tutorial itself. Okay, this is bad. We have to remove that. Let's check again. Okay, this is nice. This is exactly what I wanted. Hell yeah. We have rigged our giraffe. As you can see, it is working nicely. The IK is working nicely. Giraffe is giraffing properly, you can say. Other rigging videos will be available in this playlist. This whole blender file will also be available in the link description below of Ko-fi. So thank you all so much who supported me on Ko-fi, and to everyone who have followed me on Ko-fi. If you keep on supporting like this, I'll keep on making videos like this. Ask questions in the comment section, I'll make a dedicated video on it. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.